think we did it. I think we actually did it. I do think we did it. Hopefully we're live now. At least I'm getting pretty good connections here. Pretty good. It should be online, no? It should be online. Two days ago, yeah, I know. Oh, that's why. No, don't make it private. God damn it. Why the hell did I make it private? It's not should be private. It should be. There it is. Yeah, should be working now, I think. But still my, I don't know. I don't know. I think we managed to get live here. I think we did. I think we did. Yep. Some guys are nice. Okay. Finally. That is good. That is very good. Okay, I'm just checking here. Private. No, I don't. Yeah. I'm live, finally. For some reason I had some issues with my frames, so I was lagging all over the place, really. But yeah, it seems like we're good now, which is very nice. 6 people in the chat here. If you can hear me, let me know. If the sound is good, volume, quality, all that good stuff, let me know. Let me know. I'll just be right back in 2 seconds. Yeah, nice. 9 people, all good. Sounds good. Awesome. I'm just gonna post that actually I am live for some reason. So we can get things going. I know I have a very good singing voice. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know we are. Good. All good? You had a great weekend? I hope so. At least I did. It is 10 p.m. here, so almost 2 hours until midnight. So I think we'll be online for like 1 hour, give or take. And yeah, in that period, I think we'll just take on questions, have a good chat, see what the next week will bring. And usually I like to look at Bitcoin just, Sunday evening, how it is performing, because sometimes it is a great indicator of where we might be going for the start of the week. Also very interested in seeing how the Australian uranium miners will do here overnight, local from my time anyways. Again, I don't think they will do much. I think they will wait to see what happens when the US market gets opens the day after. But yeah, I could be completely wrong, really. But yeah, that's what I'm really interested in. We can quickly look at the URNM. What I was looking at here for this is short term, very very short term time frames, like 1 hourly. So basically, I wouldn't say noise, but we had to break out the big pop here, early January, and now we're just bull flagging down towards the green support and the 2021 highs here at roughly 51.50. So that's basically, hopefully we will get that breakout to the upside. Yeah, that's really what I'm looking at here. So how when Monday, February 14th, we will get until here. Yeah, roughly here. Okay. I don't think this will be a big week, where we just blast to the upside. I think we will need to just work on this area here, breakout, consolidate above, and then next week again we can go higher. I don't think this will be an insane week for uranium, not from a price perspective, to the upside. But again, if we can get to here for next week, just to for some reason break out, stay here, then I'm very happy going into the into the week after. Basically, I just want to hold. I just want to stay here, doing absolutely nothing really. That would be totally fine with me. Helle Nielsen, hello again. I've seen you actually more or less every single stream. I've seen you, and yes, I can see you're Danish given the name. So where do you live in Denmark, by the way? Maybe we'll live close by. Who knows? Who knows? Anfield. We will look at Anfield, Helle, easily. Anfield. What's it called? Energy. Yeah. Definitely going to the daily. We have some stuff going on here. Let's just zoom out, look at the weekly stuff, I guess, because the downtrend is just so heavily down. I still think for Anfield to really get things going, we have, to me, right off the bat, this looks like the downtrend, the stage 4 downtrend here, and then it's trying to put in, the bottom or the basing in this area. And in order to confirm this type of bottom or basing, I guess we need to get back above, 0.15, 0.175, in that range, give or take. And that's also roughly 100% from now. So, but definitely looking at it short term here, I actually quite like what I'm seeing. Let's say we have, this is the big one. Let's make it really fat like that. And then looking at it short term, you can see here we had that tiny. It's not tiny. It's actually 2 years worth of data. But anyways, we have this wedge here breaking out, and if you want to align it maybe a bit better, I think you can maybe, breaking out, retesting here, almost retest. But anyways, we are pretty damn close, and now we're just back to the triangle high. Also, what I call it the breakout high retest. So again, we want to get above 0.1 here really. And then if we do, it is my take that usually if you take out the breakout high after a beautiful retest, you also go to the triangle high here, which is just roughly 0.2. Can you please type 1 in the chat here, just so I can see the delay? I think it should be 30 seconds. I cannot set it any lower. I would love to have instantaneously, but I can't do that, obviously, for some reason. I don't know. As always, if you have anything you want to look at, Lucas, I can see you want the SIL ETF. Sure, we can look at that. No problem. If you have any questions, anything, I'll do my best to answer. Again, as you know, it's just my view, really, what I think. It doesn't mean that it will happen, by no means. But I'll do my very best to guide, to show you my take on the stock that you would like to have. Funny actually that you have the golden trend line straight down into the middle of that wedge. That's actually quite. You don't see that very often, to be honest. Either you're consolidating below or above. But okay, fair enough. So yeah. But usually you need a few weeks before you blast through again. But we are getting the pullback there at 0.1, which is the daily. What does it say here? You can see it right there. That is your breakout highs, and then so basically some sort of a bit of a wobble there wouldn't be all out of the question. If we want to go higher really fast here, I think that one right there needs to hold. Will it? Who knows? But anyways, it's a very, very small. Actually, it's not very small. It is somewhat small, 100 million. So, but again, yeah, that's how I would view that one. Okay, Heather, thank you for the one in the chat there. But the big moves again, it's still working on the base. The big moves happens, in my view, when we get above here and stay there for like a good amount of time. Yeah, actually, it's pretty well defined here, really. We have the channel there coming down, roughly there, depending if I can hit it correctly. So yeah, there it is. You can see here 1, 2, 3 moves down. That's your 5 impulses, lower lows. The only issue I have is that wave 2 has to be longer than wave 1, I think. Is it? Yeah, it kind of is. So yeah, something in this neighborhood I would frame it. That's the breakout, the retest, and hopefully we taking out that previous high is what it is working on right now. Actually, it is a pretty big. You can see here a lot of action going on here. Pivots all the way across. Pivot. So again, it is a big level. This just a tad below 0.1 really. Skeever. Okay, just 1 second here. I need to let my cat in. 1 second. Var det koldt? Var det koldt, Pascal? Okay, I'm back again here. Skive. Okay, that is how far away is that from here? 1.5 hours, I think, roughly. I would say. Lucas, SIL. Let's look at SIL again. SIL. You can see here that is actually something that I posted this weekend here. I think I did. Yeah. I could be wrong. I can't remember, but still, the golden trend line hasn't been taken out here. Big green support coming from below. You have the start over here, March 2020 madness. Again, that was just very volatile. There you have the connection, and there you have it. So that's also why I think that it shouldn't be here. Again, if we start to break it, you know, that then maybe it comes into play. But given that we have 2 touches after that, I think that's totally fine. Again, we're just coming down, still in a downtrend here. We can add in the 30 weekly, going sideways at the moment. But anyways, what happens here really is the name of the game. So right there, that's how I'm framing this SIL here. And when we break again, if we can break out of that golden, and especially making higher high, in this case that would be roughly 30 here, just a tad below 30, then I think it looks really interesting for the silver miners. And I have high hopes for the good old silver, the 2024, as you know. I really do. But man, silver has just, yeah, it has been a pain. But again, 95% of the time silver does nothing or goes down. The last 5% is really where things gets kind of insane. So this is how I view it. Again, if we can clear this and get all the way up to there, you can see that every pullback is getting lower and lower. Yes, we have that blip in the matrix right there, but anyways, so if we get there, we might have a tiny one, and then we could go way higher here, really. Again, this is a long-term pattern, 15 years, well, roughly 15 years, so it doesn't happen, instantaneously. Who else do we have here? Trollkov, you want to look at diamond offshore drilling. Okay, that sounds, if I can spell here, I'll hit the bloody numbers. Let's remove all the stuff. A mixed one here for me, really. Golden, that one broken. Again, trying to somehow go sideways here, but again, I'm not seeing in, I don't know. Maybe it needs to be like there, I don't know. But anyways, this one here, 30 weekly is coming down, not ideal. I'm trying to see if I can, I have a more bearish view of this move here, given that we somehow, like this maybe. This one is a bit iffy because it's not like, it's not as well defined. We have the pivot there and the pivot there, but this one here is just a lot of nothingness for me, really. Again, I think we need to get above that level here. What's that? 13.6. And then if we ever drop below 11 point something here, that's devastating. But if we start to go sideways here, that is a bear flag in the making here. So I think we are bear flagging here on the weekly, and that is not ideal. There it is. The exit was actually up here, at roughly 15 when we broke that rising wedge to the upside. How does it look if we do like this instead? Is that better? Yeah, I think that's quite all right. Something like this. If you look at that weekly candle there, that was actually a warning sign. Trying to break out, huge wick getting down below. Breakdown of the rising wedge, and currently broken down sideways action. So again, I'm more in the bearish camp for this one here. For me to be, again, to have any signs of life, I want this to get back above here. And then I think you could be looking for the upside. But again, this move and sideways action is kind of bearish to me, to be honest. Hive, you want to look at Hive. Isn't that crypto? No? I think it is, if I remember correctly. I think Hive is crypto. No, I could be wrong, to be honest. No. Isn't it Hive that's called crypto? Never mind. Doesn't really matter at all. Okay. Again, there looks... It kind of looks like silver, doesn't it? Or is it just me? 1980 peak, 11 peak. We didn't have that high, but anyways, and then we're, I don't know, just me. But again, entry over here, drawn very quickly. Very quickly. And what do we have now? Can we have any... Again, I think I mentioned this on the last stream as well. We have a huge melt up here. That's all right, and then we start to come down, obviously. But whenever, here we have that bearish rising bear flag or rising wedge here, that's, if we don't get to the top there, that's usually a very bad sign. Again, we can look at I want to come back to Hive. Don't get me wrong here. I just want to show you the same thing here on Platinum. I want to go to the daily for you. This stuff right here, same thing again. You know, that massive move up here, and we had that end of rally, you know, big melt up to the upside there. Coming down, bear flagging right there. That when you break here, that's usually devastation on any time frame, any chart, any ticker. This is pain in the making, and I can find more if I want to. I think I have one on oil as well, but just to show you that that move is something that you should look at. Oh, did I choose the? I chose the. It doesn't matter. We can do like this. Anyways, clearly we have the top. That's kind of obvious for everyone, and we are interested in the levels over here. I think the moves here are kind of similar, actually. You can see it here. You have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 lows there coming up again. So I think it could be some sort of similar fractal coming up, something like this. Over here we have it right here. Whoops, right there. There it is. That is the big one to get through. If we get through that, I think we have a similar move like this all the way to the top there. Again, silver looks insanely similar. I almost want to pull it up here. It is, though, the only difference is we have a very important level here at roughly 2.8 that needs to hold. That is the only thing I can see here that is very important. But yeah, I think, you know, the risk reward here is not insane at all. You just need to have your stop loss in place, right? If you ever get below there. But yeah, otherwise just wait for the breakout here. Even though we have, that's 100% away from where we are now, but still, it is still something, you know. Should we look at silver? I think we should look at silver. Just to see if I'm right here, looking at that kind of. Isn't that ice? It's ice. Ice. To some degree, right? I guess. Not quite, but still. Silver right there at the top, and then you had that kind of a very quickly drawn over there. And again, you know, same thing over here. The only difference on Hive was that it went a lot lower, you know, but here we're staying in the upper range of that cup, which is a lot more bullish. But again, same thing, I guess, for silver. So yeah, I hope that helped. Again, I use a log scale, so if you want to somehow see or replicate, you know, the charts that I did, you have to use a log scale for it. DHT, that is shipping, I think, isn't it? Yeah, DHT Holdings, isn't it shipping? Yeah, it is. Operation, yeah, exactly, it is. Let's see here. Yeah. I actually have a lot of stuff going on here. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I want to just some roughly around there. Very important. It's not, you know, it is not perfectly, but it is definitely that 8.6 something is definitely very important to hold. But anyways, we are in this green option here for DHT. To me, and we have had this red resistance on for quite some time, ever since we got down to here, I think. I do daily, weekly updates on shipping, so this one is also a part of that. I think if we break here, I mean, that's insanely bullish for the upside. And as long as you're in this green option here, there's nothing to worry about. You just buy more or less every time you touch here, and when you break, you can obviously get out. That is not a good sign here. When and if we break at some point, we could do it here obviously, but given the last week's candle right here, it looks very promising. There it is. If we do like this, I think you should buy with an expected move to the upside. Again, stop should be placed somewhat around here. If it is a fake out, you can always re-enter. If let's say it's faked out, it comes in, it breaks down, you exit, fair enough, you lose whatever 2, 3%, 4%, retesting, and then it goes back up again. You can always buy the false breakout, and when you get back above the red here, you can always enter. Again, you gotta protect your risk right here. Otherwise, you can just sit in this one for a long time. I mean, who knows if it even goes up again, right? So always have an idea about when your investment or trading is wrong at that moment in time. As mentioned, it can 2 weeks later it can be very, very bullish, and then you just re-enter. Yes, you lost 4%, but again, you don't want to sit in from 11 down to maybe 8 here. That's very painful to do, and if that doesn't hold, it can go sideways so quickly. Again, the things that I'm looking at is not perfect at all by any means. There are many flaws, but at least I have a good understanding of my system and what I'm looking at. So I know when I'm right and I know when I'm wrong, at least according to my system. And then even if your system is bad, in quotes, very new or very, let's call it bad. I mean, you're still way ahead of 95% of the people that are investing. At least you have a plan, right? It might be a bad plan, but again, it's better than just doing it blindly. So yeah, break of that roughly here. The level is 11.4, 11.5 something. That's big juice right there in my view. I think it pays a dividend. Yeah, 10% dividend. Wow, that's insanely nice. Again, if we break here, I would assume, again, nothing is certain, that we have a very good chance of getting up to 18 right there. So yeah, that's how I view that one, really. Also the 30 weekly here coming up nicely. I don't think you can see it, but it is right there. Okay, right there it is. Coming up nicely. Weekly uptrend. Nothing to worry about, really. Really good, really good. CRK. There it is. Oh, that is... Okay, I have had some stuff going on here. I don't know when I drew it, but it isn't not a long time ago. Okay. I'm just looking at it here just to see, because I drew something here. Again, obviously, there is something going on right here. Depending if you want to go there to there, it doesn't really matter. But anyways, that trend line very important. And fake out all the way up to the top. Retest. Retest didn't hold. And then I drew this bearish wedge here, which obviously broke down, retested at the apex, and now we're coming down again. So in my view, just to keep it very short here for CRK, at least on the weekly, I think we need to get back above. There might be some stuff going on there. 1 second, just train of thought. Yeah. We might have something going on here. Ding, 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 yeah. First off, we need to get back into this blue wedge here. And then next one is that golden, which is now resistance. It does pay a nice dividend though. I don't know exactly what. The only thing that I'm looking at here also is that we are very stretched from the 30 weekly, but it is starting to come down here. I do think if this wants to go up, you know, to get up from that blue falling wedge there, I think we could spend at least half a year of doing all the hard work between here 8 and 10 if we want to go up here. But for now, I have a bearish view. Again, that doesn't mean that we can get some moves and then go down. Obviously, we are pretty stretched on the weekly. Daily, do we have any? We do have some daily positive divergence. So again, it is a bit of a mixed bag here. But again, we also lost that support. It's not as clear. It is. There are some bullish signs and some bearish ones. But if I were to play this, I would depending on your time frame. I would just wait to see what happens here. Maybe we can get back above, and then we can grind higher. Or yeah, this is the one that I would focus on. And we need to regain it first off. I think we're just sitting. Yeah, you can see the retest there on the daily. back in and retesting. So that is step 1 here. That is step 1. I don't know what they do. I've heard it many times. I don't know exactly what they do. It's oil, okay, and gas. Oh, okay. Maybe we need to... I didn't know actually that was oil and gas, to be honest. I even have it here. What am I saying? Again, bigger picture. If we don't want to go into the micro stuff again, that is a bull flag, right? Or bullish pin in that blue one there. So I think long term, I think this could go up. It just depends how low we need to go before we start to curl higher. Yeah, but again, oil looks insanely good here from last week's price action, at least in the short term. So, SBSW, yeah, I know, Siberian still water. I don't know. I have a few things going on here. One thing that is very notable for me is this green support and resistance zone right there. Boop, and then again here. So all that I'm looking at here is basically that blue falling wedge here. You need to do it like that. So just to be, so we don't cheat. Never cheat with the lines if you have a system. There it is. So I like to have the lines perfectly at the tip, at the wicks or the highs. Again, that's each to its own, but that's just me. I really want to have it perfectly. As you can see here, I'm a bit of a, there it is. Beautiful, perfect connections, because then I know when I'm right or wrong. Let's not just, there it is. Breakdown here. Again, I want to see this get above. Yeah, basically break out of that falling wedge stock right there. That is basically what I'm looking at. We are now at 5. We need to get above 6 before things can actually look insanely good for the stock here. Again, I think you should look at platinum, what it does. I think if we can get platinum back above 1,000, preferably 1,050, and stay there for some time, that definitely help these more miners. The dividend yield is actually quite nice. But again, if you don't want to micromanage, buying here from a historical perspective is not the worst thing to do if you believe that platinum will run well over the next few years. I think that's it. You're at least not FOMOing, right? You're buying into big support, and that's really good. And you can see the move here has come down heavily. We are down how much? Roughly 75%. So yeah. I think KI 2,500. Didn't we look at this one last week? The America is that silver stock you mentioned it in earlier? Is it this one here? America's Gold and Silver. I think there are way better plays to play the gold and silver. But if you were to do it, you can see here, buying it right now makes total sense. Keeping it just very simple here. If you want to get into, again, I assume it is this stock that you're talking about, KI. I could be wrong though. Silver stock, you mentioned, yeah, it is silver. So yeah, definitely something like this right there is your, you can buy it here, or preferably I would wait for the breakout, and then you can at least, yeah, I don't know, it's, if you, in my honest opinion, there are better plays in the gold and silver miners by a mile. But again, buying here is never bad. You can also see the time between the two. It's actually pretty good, you know, huge bottom. So the cycle makes sense here. Again, I wouldn't buy this one in my honest opinion. But from a technical point of view, it is not, it's good. It's really good. I just heard so many bad stuff about the management and all that good stuff. But if you leave all that aside, technically, this is where you buy. In my again, to get that bounce. Can we get some small stuff going on here? Yeah, not perfectly, but at least you can see the past few times we have come down. Quickly drawn here, bear flagging. So at least now we're trying to do something that looks something like a bottom. Not the prettiest one, but still. I hope that helps. I mean, that's how I would look at it here. If you really want to get in, and you believe that this one will, I think, yes, it will move together with the gold and silver here in 2024, obviously, but obviously it will. What else do we have here? We have TWLO. I have no idea what that is. What do they do? Communication software. Okay. First off, I see something like that. So we are into big support, and I don't think it's not a bear flag. It's actually quite nice. That is how I would frame this one here, zooming in. If we can establish above here roughly 77, then I think that's really promising. The only thing here on the daily though, you can see we tagged 77 and now we're bear flagging here. So again, the probabilities is that we at least are going down a bit more before we eventually break that. But that bear flag on the daily should be on your radar. Again, here can we have, there's some pretty decent stuff going on here. That is how I would look at it there. Yeah. Short term bearish. That's given that bear flag, and if we can get above, 77, then I think this one should do fine, to be honest. But that's nasty though. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, that's nasty. Okay, I hope that's enough. BTU, that's coal, isn't it, Ryan? I think I'll take BTU for you. I've been looking at it for a long time, to be honest. I think I just want to show you some stuff here. Again, that is the big bottom in play. Inverted head and shoulders. How much did we overshoot the target? Let's see. Let's have a look. Oops. So you can actually see, depending on how you draw it, we actually hit it almost right there, depending if I do the lines correctly. I think it makes some sense. And what's happening now? I mean, that weekly candle there, that's beautiful. It is coal, isn't it? Yeah, coal mining. That weekly candle right there is perfect. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. There it is, and you're breaking the previous high. I like that candle, really. I really do. I do think at least we're going to visit the highs here. And I'll also, funnily enough, I think that this one could go way higher. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, the weekly trend is up still. The only downside I have, the only thing that I wouldn't say worried, it looks good, but if you see here, you have a massive move up, wave 2, 3, 4, 5, and usually I would like to have at least, a low and then a lower low, and then we can grind higher. But here we doesn't have it. We don't have it. We have this sideways, which is also, very good. But again, my preference is that at least one lower low, and then we can look for an entry. But hey, man, that's for now, that's hugely bullish. I don't mind that at all, really. Something like that right there. So yeah, the coal. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the coal? Isn't it funny? We are going over to solar and wind, but you know, coal was the best trade or investment more or less in 2022. And yeah, funny how things work out. Liam, we did that one. Gypsy 3. Also, I saw you last time as well. Beautiful. Let's see here. BTG. What's that? Ah, okay. Of course. I have some stuff going on here. In my view, I think we're very close to a bottom here again. But look towards what gold is doing. But the fact that we lost that double bottom potential there, that's not ideal. Retesting on the daily. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, to keep it short, this is how I would set it up. And I do think we have a lot of support at the 250, maybe a tad below, you know, 230 something. Retesting that breakout line here. Let's make it blue just to so you can see the differences. But again, the overall trend needs to, basically what I'm done here, this is the main golden trend right there, you can see it. Hey, here we have it again, guys, look at it. Not perfect, but we have this massive end of rally right there. And then here we have, it's not the best of the best, you know, the angle is not as high as the other ones, but definitely, oops, but definitely same thing again here, move up, a bearish flag here, breakdown, you know, we even did retest it right there, so, and then rolling over. So these formations you should be looking at, you know, and then if you start to make a bear flag there after a massive move, you don't want to be in that is for sure. This was BTG, yeah, there we go. But again, I think we're closer to a bottom here for this stock. Anticipated dividend 6%. That's actually quite nice. I like that, to be honest. Really, I really do like that. But yeah, what I was saying, this is the main golden trend that I'm using. And then usually if we have a false breakout, like here, false breakout, breakout retest, we couldn't quite manage to get above the previous high here. And then we're just rolling over back in. So yeah, and that's why I always, well not always, but very often I clone that trend line here and add it on top of the false breakout high. So this is still the main one to break. But there's very often resistance in that parallel structure right there. So yeah, that's how I would frame it. That is how I would frame it, something like this. If we make it better, can we cheat? No, don't cheat. Don't cheat. There it is. Yeah, there it is. That's the blue. Okay. So very interesting to see what happens, you know, in this beautiful little corner right there. For some reason it got missing. So yeah. So let's do sand. I know that one. Sandstorm. Sandstorm. Yep. Let's remove all the stuff there from previous stuff. Bit of a messy move here. Still a tiny weekly bear flag there. Why does it do that? Why the hell does it do that? Excuse me. There it is. Very messy stuff going on here. The line's not perfect at all. But anyways, I think we can add in definitely something here. The lows, boop, boop, okay, coming in there. Let's see how well it works if we copy it. I think it's actually quite nice. Yep, beautiful. So there it is. That's the main channel that I would be looking at in my view. And we're trending down, obviously. But just seeing if there's anything we can use from over here. Maybe there's something here that might come into play. Yeah, okay, fair enough. There's something coming there. Maybe I'm cheating a bit. No, it's okay. Yep, something like this. Good. So I would say here, in the short term, this golden here comes in and destroys, well, not destroys, but acts as support. So again, if we can hold it here and not go lower into that channel, that's beautiful. Short term, I would clearly be looking at something in this vicinity right there. A bit of a false breakout here, not ideal. Usually false breakout means that we're going to visit the lower here. And also given that weird looking bear flag right there. Why does it do it? Stop doing that. That could be where we're going. Yeah, that's the bear flag right here. Let's use correct lines here. Let's make it red. That's still a bear flag in the making right there. But that's how I would frame it. Again, I think we're closer to a bottom by miles. Again, together with gold and silver. Looking primed in my view for 2024. Not the prettiest of the setups, but still there are something to use here. Yeah, there's no bottoming patterns, no nothing here really. Just trying to see if I can find any. No, not at all. And this one is broken there to there to there. Okay. Yeah, I would wait to see what happens in the shorter term. Well, short term, that's a big word, but see? What the bloody... Yeah, that's my take. Bit messy, but definitely still okay. FSM. Didn't we look at Fortuna? Fortuna. Oh, nice. Look at it here. Yeah, okay. It's been a while, but anyways, the measured move. That's your topping pattern here, and neckline right across. Can I control set? Okay. I don't know. It doesn't work. And we just, came all the way down to that trend line there, finding support. That is okay. This must be news, right? This has to be something news related. I think it is. It has to be. But definitely long term here. It's not the prettiest of them all, but we do have some sort of iffy bottom here again. So ideally, we want to hold that uptrend. That is the main purpose here. That one right there. Yeah, I wouldn't. It's still not bullish by any means, but still we are working here weekly, higher highs, and what can we call that? Nothing really, because we haven't made a lower low yet. So yeah, it is a bit messy though, but I do have that big level here from 4 to 4.2. Again, with that 4.2 or 42, that's always a big level on many charts for some reason. I don't know. Again, a bit messy here, Gypsy Tree, but sometimes you don't get clear stuff. Anyways, look at that breakdown there. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it for that one. Oh, there's so many people here. That's fantastic. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think we want to go. Any comment that you're seeing on the verge of a breakout? On the verge of a breakout? What sector? Any? It doesn't matter. Or I have to quickly scan through my messed up mind here. 1 second. Or memory might be a better word. On top of it, it depends on the verge. Is it within a few days, weeks, month? I mean, it depends on on the setup and the time frame. So, so please let me know how long do you want to look out into the future, really. Bradley, platinum, yeah, sure. Again, huge disappointment, but I think that is about to change. Again, this is the weekly golden trend line here, and that is, as we looked at, that's the nasty stuff right there. That is insanely bearish once you get these moves. Huge spike, bear flag, always bad. However, I want to show you, this is my overall expectations, is a big word, but that's how I see it for now. Something like that. I think the symmetry, you know, the amount of time that we spent between the lows and the pits right here is just almost textbook. And I have high hopes also for platinum. Again, it needs to prove itself. And the reason why I say that if we get above 1,000, 1,050 is actually what's going on here. That is the big stuff to get through, in my view. And yeah, hopefully we can do it. Hopefully we can do it. So again, it has a lot of work to do. Still downward pressure, but again, we need to grind it higher here, really. That last drop there is just, has a lot of momentum coming into it. You know, this one here, that is insanely, that puts a lot of downward pressure when you have such a big move where you have like 13 out of the 15 trading days being negative. You have so much. We can go to the 4 hourly, and if you were to add on all the move, you know, the 200, 100, and the 50 moving average, they're just coming down here like madman, right? So not drawn perfectly, right? But you have short-term downward momentum that needs to be undone. Again, that move is actually quite nice, but still. So yeah, that is platinum. Again, how long time do we need to break? I think it does take April, November, that's, yeah, so roughly summer. So June, July, at the earliest, I think that's when things get really, really, really interesting. So half a year from now. Yep, that's a boring answer, I know. But that's just what the pattern is saying to me. BGG, I think we did that one, Gypsy. BGG, KI Lightbridge. Oh, that's a nasty one. That is one of the most confusing charts I think there is, in my view. It's just, and the reason is I have no idea, to be honest, what's happening here. To be honest, I really have absolutely no idea. It looked good, you know, with that, but then it's just fading out. So what I'm really looking at here for LTBR, that is light bridge, is just basically this right there. That's the golden trend that I'm looking for to break. Until then, personally, I wouldn't do anything with it here. It's very weird. Also, uranium has done insanely well ever since summer, August, you know, last year, and this one has gone straight down. That's usually a warning sign when you have a sector that is up. At least the ETF is up like what, 50%, and you have a stock that is down what, 50%. Yeah, exactly. That's not. That should be saying to you, why is it not, you know, following its own sector to the upside? So yeah, a bit of a. That's why I'm worried for some reason. KI again here with NBR. NBR, sure, let's look at NBR. Again, let me know if I can quickly answer your question there, KI, with the PBR. I just want to show you the long term. Let's not skip ahead because then I'm just messing up my flow here. So let's look at NBR. Nubian Resource, I assume you're talking about that. 2 million. I mean, it's a $2 million company, so again, insanely high risk, and the chart is all over the place. You have some stuff, but again, if it is this stuff that you're talking about, similar thing again here, right? That move up here, not perfectly, you know, bear flagging, but definitely a trend line that is broken and you're done. But anyways, you have some stuff going on there. Again, if you're talking about this stock here, that is how I would frame it. Okay. Neighbors, let's do it like that way. Makes sense because a $2 million company. That's Neighbors Industries, cool. Okay, we drew something here. I don't know when. Maybe last live stream, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, definitely. I think we have a. Why can't I? My trading view is messing with my. It's not the prettiest of them all, but definitely something in the making of that. The only issue I have is the symmetry, as you can see here, is so skewed, and therefore again, it shouldn't be taking, as certain as the last inverted head and shoulders, for example, on the platinum chart, which has insanely high the depth of the shoulders, but also the symmetry, the time spent between shoulder, head, and shoulder is just dead on, more or less. This is clearly not, but again, it is still a very skewed, in my view, inverted head and shoulders. So again, yeah, I would definitely something like this, right? And then I think we can copy it, and then we have the upper side kind of stuff. Yeah, something like that. So I think if I were you, I would see if I could find some shorter term stuff that would indicate that we're going higher. It could be a 4-hourly bull flag or something. This is the 4-hourly. Definitely coming into some resistance right here. You can see it there coming across resistance. Again, if you're looking at the shorter time frame, again, this is a massive move on the 4-hourly from roughly 70 to 87 in basically 2 weeks, more or less, 10 trading days, so even less. So again, short term, if you want to really time it, you shouldn't probably be buying into this one here. But again, if we see, again, this is totally up to you. If we see some sort of bull flagging here, for instance, and we break, that is probably your entry with a stop below the low of that bull flag. Again, this is micro, very micro stuff here. Or if you have an ABC and then you go higher, again, that's pretty deep, but you know what, when you break, you have to stop there. And your plan is to at least, have this as a longer term move to the upside. What do they do? Like $1 billion drilling. Okay, yeah, oil, I guess. Okay, makes sense. But again, the head and shoulders again is not by any means perfect, and therefore it should also be treated with a bit of hesitation. So where did we get to? I don't remember. Random box, I remember you. I've seen you many times. Awesome. Very good. I think we will stop from the questions here, so Timothy will be last. So given that, I think we have like 10 more minutes to go. Then I need to get to bed. Get my beauty sleep. Whoa, that is a lot of chop. Aluminum, $2 billion company. Holy smokes. That is a lot of sideways of nothing here. Just 1 second, I have to, 1 second, guys, be right back. Okay, I'm back again. I just need to walk into my daughter just to get her back to sleep. But yeah, this is just, I have no idea, to be honest. A lot of sideways stuff going on. Why, for some reason my shortcut doesn't work to remove the last thing that I did. Okay, whatever, screw it. This is very messy. Some stuff, we might have some broken stuff here, right? But breakout retesting daily. Are we bull flagging? We sure are. That's your bull flag in my view. The trend is up, so I would assume that bull flag right there also resolved to the to the upside. Measured move for that bull flag, if it goes to the upside, is roughly something like this. Again, that's based on the current state here. If we have another leg down, 1, 2, 3, obviously you have to move it all over. But again, I think the bull flag is well defined, very, very nicely right there. And some stuff right here, right? So that is textbook bull flag, massive move, bullish consolidation, and usually that leads to a move in the same direction as the trend. So something like that. This is the daily, by the way. If you go to the weekly, you can see we had the big breakout. The 30 weekly is coming up nicely here. So that is usually, after a big pop, that is the first big pause again, and then usually we go higher. We also have resistance right there. So getting into resistance, and then we are having bullish consolidation below a big resistance line. Beautiful. Short term, this can be traded easily, I guess. But again, long term, that is just 14 years worth of nothing. Wow, really. Just playing the bounces. You also have some internal stuff right here. You can see it's not perfect, something like that. And then also down here you have some, so that is basically the outer rims right there and the internal stuff going on right here. Boom, 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 boom. So that is what you call a massive range. Holy smokes. Kimball IPX. Okay, what is that? IPX. I have a few here. I would assume that it is just this one here. Maybe. If it is, I don't know. I have no data, more or less. Higher highs and lower lows on the weekly. If it is this one here, I don't know. Definitely we have higher highs and lower lows on the weekly, trending heavily, and very messy chart, to be honest. But still, you just buy the pullbacks, in my view, if that is the case. Yeah. Usually I would prefer, the squeezes, the triangles. That is basically what I do with a very well defined, like this over here. Boom, that's the long-term entry, August 2020. That is where the big money is made. When you can find these setups here, that's just perfection, really. There are multiple charts that have these kind of golden trend lines right here, and you can just have them for a very long time. But here, I don't know exactly what to make of this kind of, but again, it is trending higher, looks good. Monthly, are we overbought? Nope. And we are getting above, the monthly closes, something like that. So, I mean, it is bullish, but I'm not buying, this is not how I set up my entries and so on. I usually have more like this, or break out and then I'll catch the first pause. In this case, we barely got any. We had that pullback there. But again, I buy the first flag or squeeze or retest of such a trend line. That's really mostly for the long term how I do it. I think I keep it somewhat simple, to be honest. At least in my own mind, I do. But again, Gypsy Tree, Metalla Royalty Corp. Sure thing. I think we looked at it last time as well. Again, we did come into that, the lows right here. Obviously, the March 2020 lows didn't hold. I thought it would. But again, it's just heavily trending down. But yeah, messy, in a downtrend. When can we get excited, really? I think if we can get back above here for now, that is probably, but again, I'm not seeing any bottom pattern of based off of that, so very messy. How low can it go? I have no idea. Again, if we don't hold here, then the next big resistance is, you know, at around 2. Yeah, it's just amazing that we can. That's better, to be honest, right there. This is better like that. But again, if you believe in gold and silver right in 2024, buying after such a huge move down here, 80%, it's not the worst idea. Just expect that we could go lower. But again, I think these gold and silver miners will take huge revenge in 2024, if not 2025 at least. There will be some laggards for sure, but messy overall. But again, if you wanna look at it from a stage analysis perspective, let's remove all the lines. So basically, we are still trending down here on the 30 weekly, meaning we're not interested at the moment. You can just clearly see that it is basically a name of, you know, lower lows and lower highs. This was a very good attempt right there to really start to change it, but nope, clearly not. And now we're again down to lower lows and lower highs. So clearly in a stage 4 decline, and we just want to start to somehow curl sideways and have this one moving average catch up, and then we can start to grind higher. So again, I think from it, that's very annoying. Sorry. So I think for Metalla, I think if this one needs like half year worth of weight here before it looks interesting, at least for now. We don't have anything. This is very messy as well. If that was, you have a gap. We did close the gap here now, but again, not perfect stuff. Annoying. Sorry. I'm sorry. But again, yeah. Look at from a weekly perspective. That's the long-term investment. That's when they are made. I think we can look back earliest into March, at the very earliest, before we have anything very positive to say for Metalla. Metalla, but 80% drop, right? And gold hasn't, it's at all-time highs really, and silver, right here, silver was at, I think the same 25 more or less. Now we are 22, talking about a massive, you know, divergence. And I know Metalla is a royalty company, so their expenses, you know, is just very limited. So it doesn't make any sense to me that they're just getting hammered. I know we're talking a lot about this right now. I'm sorry, but you can see here the underperforming in relation to gold. Again, finding blow off. What is that? That is yikes. Once you break, same thing again. So, but definitely we are at more or less the IPO levels over here in relation to gold. I mean, again, I firmly believe we are a lot closer to the bottom than the top for this one here. Third, second. Yeah, I think, again, I'm not the best Elliott wave guy out there, but I do think that low right there in the ratio is a very good possible low for sure. Again, I'm not the best Elliott wave guy, so there are better guys out there if you want to have it from an Elliott wave perspective. Simsalabim, that was GCS. Okay. Again, one of the most hated stocks in the shipping sector, and we were watching that golden channel right there for a very long time, a very, very long time. But now you can see here what's actually looks really promising. 30 weekly is finally starting to curl here. So if we can just stay here, in my view, for like a few weeks into February, I'm getting pissed. Okay, sorry, I cannot say that. To me, also, that is what looks like, again, if we can stay here, that's the right shoulder. Again, also the symmetry is okay. Again, you can see the head here is skewed a bit, but that's fine. And if we have that, the shoulders here, they are very symmetrical as well. And the 30 weekly should start to come up here again if we can start to just stay here. And then when we break, the level to look for, in my view, is, let's remove everything. Let's look at it. The level to look for is clearly, there it is. 15.3 something. So again, I think the next few weeks here, as mentioned, let's just stay here, both like whatever, I don't care, just go sideways. Then we have it. And you can do the measured move yourself. That's the maximum greed target for that bottoming right there. Again, downtrend, sideways action, and a break above there. And then we at least have some good, like a year ahead of us for Sim. KI with the PBR. 1 second here. PBR. I think let's look at it from a monthly perspective because the pattern is so massive going back 20 years. One trend line, in my view, says it all. And just looking at it here, the monthly, excuse me. 1 second, guys. I need to be right back. Okay, I think I have to stop the stream in like a minute. But anyways, I think monthly breakout here for PBR. Oil stock, good dividends. Again, long term, this is just really good. You can see here as well that we had all the wicks here and the wicks there. And now we're having finally I know the month is not over yet, but we are pretty damn close. This looks very, very good to me. I have bought this, I think, 3 times in the past few months for the dividend portfolio, and I think we can hold it for a few years here at least while we collect that. At the moment, 16% dividend, so that's quite amazing, to be honest. Again, one trend line says it all, and sometimes you can just keep it really, 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 really simple. Again, that's if you want to do some technicals here, what I'm looking at, when I go away like that. So golden trend line there, quite easily. Came all the way up there almost. Breakout, retest. And now we had that deep March 2020 madness. However, I think if we didn't have that situation, it would be my guess that that was a bigger pattern that would like to go higher. But now we're here, and I like the stock really much, to be honest. I really, really do. Let's see, can I make maybe one more? Maybe let's see here. Potash, EML, let's do EML. Last one. Oh, I need to see, I hope I can reach you, Timothy, as well. But if my daughter, if I can hear her waking up, then I have to go. I really do. Holy smokes. Again, this is one big trending stock, really. Yeah. I know the big entry was right there, obviously. Well, not obviously, but you have that right there. And then you have like a flat, some sort of a flat top right there. Like that. I'm gonna make it like a double, makes a bit more sense. This is monthly, by the way, so let's go to the daily and see. I would be a tiny bit caution here. I'm not saying that it's going to be, but we have a huge move there, and we have that kind of weird looking stuff. So unless we clear that insanely spike high right there, I think you can pick it up at lower prices. Yeah, I think you can pick it up at lower prices. Same thing again here, massive blow off, short-term top there, bear flag. So keep it in mind, but again, long-term, monthly, I mean, that's pretty good. It pays 2% dividend, so that's not the reason why I buy it. But monthly it looks good, weekly it looks okay, but daily I would be worried that, again, monthly it looks fantastic. So then what I usually do, if I have any time frame, in this case the monthly, and I find, okay, this is very interesting, bouncing off that long-term trend line, then I drop down 2 time frames to look for an entry. So monthly, weekly, monthly down to weekly, down to daily. And then I'm looking at the daily here, and right now I'm not interested in it in the short term, due to the fact that we have that kind of stuff right there. So again, if this is a bear flag, you could maybe pick it up at lower prices. Again, but that's just me. That's just me. Again, if we can grind it higher here, then yes, we can easily pop, because the monthly momentum is good, weekly momentum is good. But I wouldn't be buying it right here, right there. That would be, in my view, insane to buy. I would prefer that break above and buy that. Obviously, always play with a stop loss, right? Or retesting, or if we get that move down, which I think we will, then you can get a 20%, 25% discount at that point in time. So, and the last guy was Timothy, and you want to look at Mosaic something, that company there, I assume it is. This must be oil, right? It has to be. It has to be oil. Potash. Oh, okay. Phosphate, potash. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. The reasoning why I just thought it was oil was due to this. That's very, very oil kind of looking chart, really. Last chart of this beautiful stream. Massive move up, bullish. Oops. Bullish, some control bullish downward price action for now. Should we be worried at the moment? Let's connect these two there to see, and then there might be a not perfect, but still, there it is. We angle it in right there. So that is the formation. I think, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I think we have to cut it here, but anyways, what I would be looking at very quickly is just something very quickly drawn there, and massive breakout, obviously, from that golden channel, a golden trend line there, and now we're just massively consolidating, bull flagging down here. Look for that. You can see here. I think this could be a breakdown actually. That is my final words, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will go to see what my daughter's up to. For some reason she is almost awake, so I don't know. Guys, thank you very much, and yeah, new week. Let's see what happens. Cheers, guys. Bye.